Welcome to the Improve Yourself channel with me, Zach Jason. It's been an interesting year so far as the Improve Yourself channel. I am currently working on the new Super Shot Challenge for Joshua. He's actually already performed it once, and we're going to record a new one so you can see him go through all his challenges pretty soon. Other things that are going on is I'm still finishing up the book Atomic Habits, one of my recommendations from my brother Malcolm, and about almost done with that. So on my way to my next book. So I think I've learned a lot from that Habits book as far as how habits are formed, some strategies for creating new habits, and some strategies for getting rid of some bad habits. Today's word for this episode is reinforce. And we're getting to that point. February is where a lot of resolutions go to die. Say, and it doesn't have to be January 1st as far as when you make a resolution, but usually about 30 days after you set out to make a new resolution, it kind of comes to a hedge of whether you're going to be able to continue this, um, whether it's going to make a big improvement on your life or not. A lot of people that set out for financial goals, weight loss goals, all kinds of goals, they can do it for a little while, and then it comes to this point where things are really tough. February has always been a tough month for me. I haven't ever been a very wintry person. I like winter all right, but I think I'm a lot more excited and happy in the summer, and winter has always been um, tough on me. And then February, especially, I've lost both my mom and my dad during the month of February. So I definitely, February is not my favorite month. And, you know, it is prototypical that February is a tough month. We have this start of the new year. We're going to make all these changes in the new year. And then after a month, all these things start to get tested. Now, as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at keeping my resolutions and keeping those habits going. So the word of the day today is reinforce. And the positive of reinforce is, can we reinforce the good things that we're doing, reinforce all of our motivation, all of our convictions for doing these habits or goals or resolutions, whatever we've sought out to do in this year, can we reinforce these things that are going to improve ourselves? And whenever you're setting out to improve yourself, a lot of times you come to a point where you've made some progress and the project progress just kind of plateaus. Say you feel like you're in better shape than you were before you started, but now you're not getting any better shape. Taking working out and fitness as an example, you start working out and you start feeling some gains and you feel like you're in better shape. You can breathe easier. You feel better about yourself. You're getting some of those endorphins while working out, and all those changes, some of those changes happen relatively quickly, and then you end up plateauing. I'm at that point right now. I've been instituting over the last few years so many things, so many habits to keep myself on track, to keep myself a great example of a father to my kids. And at some point, I get bored. I'm like, what is all this doing? I'm not feeling any more improvements. What else can I do to improve? And it almost gets to a point where I'm almost putting too many things on my plate, too many things, too many habits, too many requirements on my day to improve. So there's also that point in your life too, where you have to reinforce what's important to you, what habits, what things that you do every day are important to you and part of your identity. So as we go through more examples of that and more episodes, hopefully I have some other people that want to bounce some of those ideas back with me. And if you're ever listening to one of these shows and you want to be on the show, please message me, leave a comment, um, and we can make a video together and see how it goes and get some of those ideas across. So another little habit I started or task, I started putting a reminder in my phone, and it activates at 8 a.m. every day. Now I have an iPhone, so I use the reminders app, and whenever a reminder or task is overdue, it gives me a badge, and so I have, at the beginning of the day, I'll have 3 or 4 badges of things that I need to do during the day. One of them I'm doing right now is the 100-day ab challenge. I have that set for the next 100 days. So every single day, I get a little one on that reminders bar, and I, go do my ab workout, and then I click it off, and it's done. And that gives you some sort of completion gratification that that habit is done. And every single day, I just got to find some 5-minute period to get that 100 abs challenge out of the way. Well, another one I just added was add a task to do in the evening. That's interesting. Add a task to do in the evening. So today, the task that I added was read a book to Audrey. So at 8 a.m., I got a notification on my phone, add a task for this evening. Then I, took a couple minutes and brainstormed what I could do this evening that would be productive, something that I hadn't done in a while, or something that I should do more often, maybe. So I was like, we should spend some time with Audrey. So I created a task for this evening and set the time at 5 p.m. So, I didn't have a one. I didn't have to do it while I was at work. At 5 p.m. it reactivated and said, read a book to Audrey. And so I was able to complete that tonight, and I think Audrey enjoyed it. We read The Princess and the Frog, and she actually, as I opened the book, she was like, "Let me get the reader and have the toy reader read it to you." And I was like, "No, Audrey, I don't get to spend enough time with you. I want to read it to you. A lot of my time is focused on Joshua, so I just wanted to read that to her specifically." So that all comes back to our word reinforce. All of these things, reading a book to your daughter, you want to do these things. But how do you get yourself to actually do it? And it's reinforcing that. Creating a system that gets you to do these things, whatever that system is. And it starts with little things, little 2-minute tasks. First one, create a task that just says, brainstorm what tasks you want to complete today. One I heard another self-improvement person say, create a task in the morning that says, create a to-do list for the day. What are you trying to accomplish today? And create a checklist. Checklists are very valuable, and the reason why is that when you check off things, you get kind of a hit of completion or progress, that you're going in the right way. And every single time you do that, it's a positive feedback loop where you complete something and your brain's like, I did something good, so you want to complete something else. It keeps you motivated and keeps you in a positive mindset that you're moving forward. So I highly recommend checklists as far as getting these things done that you want to do. Start small. And I think that's been a theme of all our episodes. Listen to some of our other episodes with my brother Malcolm, and of course the one with Coach Luke. Start small, but make that small change mean something that's positive. And there's so many different ways to do that. So this weekend we have the Super Bowl coming up, and obviously I'm a Chiefs fan, so definitely will be watching and definitely will be very into it. Um, the Chiefs are playing the 49ers again, and all season, I saw the 49ers being pretty good. They seemed like someone that was going to be there, and most of the season, it seemed like the Chiefs weren't going to be. That it wasn't the Chiefs' season. But with the success of Mahomes and the success of the Chiefs lately, I definitely still thought it was a possibility. And all season long, I was like, if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, I don't want to see the 49ers again. Whenever I think about sports, I always think that um, once you beat a team, it's hard to beat them twice. You probably heard that analogy. It's hard to beat a team twice. And they've looked at a statistical analysis of that, and that's not really true. It's kind of like at the casino doubling up your bet, right? It was black this time, so it's due to be red, so it's going to be red eventually. So double up until red happens, and unfortunately, every single roll, not unfortunately, just just how it is. Every roll is different. But I was definitely all season, even so I know that it's not true. I wasn't rooting for the 49ers to be there because I just feel like that they'll get their revenge game. That there's some sort of mental edge that they might have because they've been beaten by the Chiefs once, that they're going to come back and get that revenge on the Chiefs. That complacency um, isn't affecting the Chiefs, but I wanted to bring that up in this episode. As far as some of these guys like Mahomes and Christian McCaffrey, these two star players that have reached a pinnacle of success. How do they keep going? How do they keep on improving every single day? If Mahomes stopped improving, if he stopped working so hard every single day, everybody would catch up and pass him. To stay great, to stay on top of your game, requires such a dedication to every single day improving. And today I was thinking about that as I was walking. It's like I don't have that. I get to a point where I feel pretty comfortable with myself and I start, getting lazy at night. Not improving as much. And I think all of us that are, the average Joes, we find ourselves in a comfortable groove, which is fine. You know, I think the world as a whole needs average people. It even says in the Bible, about doing your job diligently, even if it's a small job. You know, uh, some people end up being, a janitor or even like a blue collar job like me that's, a nurse in a small hospital. I'm not a manager or CEO of the hospital. I'm not a doctor or, even a manager of the unit that I'm on. I'm just a staff RN. And I say staff just but you know, there's not a lot of greatness or like, wow, look at what this guy's doing. He's so amazing, not like a CEO of the hospital. You know, uh, some people say, "Oh, you're a great nurse. You're super good with your patients," and I do this, great job every day. But there isn't this sort of greatness. I've reached this level where it doesn't seem like there's a lot of improvement happening, not a lot of steps up. You go through a lot of those when you're young. You are in kindergarten and suddenly you're in the first grade, you're growing up, and then suddenly you're in the upper levels of fifth and sixth grade, and you're one of the leaders for the younger kids, and then suddenly you're in middle school and you're in your own school playing sports and have practice every day, and then suddenly you're in high school and doing high school clubs and being in the band, being in football, doing all these new things, improving on yourself, playing at higher levels of football, playing at higher levels of band, higher levels of club, going to the higher levels of classes, algebra 1, algebra 2, trigonometry. You're advancing through. But then, for a lot of us average guys, seeking improvement on this channel, we get to a point where we've got a job. And unless we have some sort of desire or some sort of click into something, a lot of us stay the same for a long, long and nothing's wrong with that, but we're so used to this advancement. We graduated high school, we graduated college, we're moving up in the world, and then suddenly some of us are deciding to just be the studious, devoted staff RN, the studious, devoted truck driver, the studious, devoted janitor, and staying on that level plane. And there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. And we can still improve ourselves even in those positions. but it's really hard to see the improvement. But that goes back to our word of the day: reinforce. Reinforce your identity, reinforce your habits, put scaffolding on, like my reminders, to reinforce all the things that you want to accomplish. I feel like this episode might be a little bit all over the place. I didn't have someone else to kind of reverberate my ideas back to me. I kind of had to just keep on filling the void. But I think it has a message that I really want to get across. And that's, even when you feel like you're not making progress, if you can reinforce all the good things that you do to push yourself forward, reinforce those things, set up whatever it takes, the reminders, the positive feedback, checklists, maybe even like incentives for getting the jobs that you want done, the resolutions you want done, the workouts you need done, the financial habits you need done, the mental well-being habits you need done, like me reading a book to my daughter, the things that you want to do on a daily basis. Set up the scaffolding, reinforce your goals, because February is hard to keep going. All right, reinforce your goals, improve yourself, and I'll see you guys next time.